Do I even need a buyer's agent, Audra? I mean, literally, I'm a buyer and I do all the work. I get on Zillow, Redfin, and I actually go and do all my research. I go to the open houses or I schedule with the listing agent. My buyer's agent, they don't do anything. Why should I even have a buyer's agent? And that's what we're going to talk about today. You buyers out there are so stinking smart, aren't you? You smart Alex. You know your job better than your buyer's agent. And the reason for that is because you're focusing specifically on a certain neighborhood or a price point or a bedroom count. And you're on your real estate websites doing all the work, trying to find the property, right? You find the property, you happen upon an open house. You're probably knocking on neighbors' doors, asking them what the pros and cons are living in that neighborhood and if there's any neighborhood nuisances. I mean, you are certifiably a buyer's agent yourself. And there's a lot of truth to that. However, the biggest part of, in my opinion, a buyer agent's transaction is to guide you through the process. Yes, it is important that they assist with finding the home, but let's be honest, folks, most buyers right now are taking the search portion of their process in their own hands by relying heavily on these websites. Now, I do think it's important, very important to have your own buyer's agent representation. That's just me. Now, for those of you who are watching, my name is Audra Lambert. I am one of the top selling agents in Orange County, California. I am primarily a listing agent, meaning that I'm primarily representing sellers in most of my transactions. I want to say it's 90%, 10%, meaning 90% of the time I'm dealing on the listing side and 10% on the buyer side. But to be fair, it's probably closer to 95%. So I see a lot of offers being presented. I see a lot of, I'll just say, how buyer's agents operate. And so I'm going to give you a few tips if you are a buyer, and even if you're a seller, that I think will benefit you greatly. Now, a lot of you buyers out there are like, I don't need a buyer's agent. I'm just going to go directly to the listing agent. They're going to give me a deal, and I don't need my own representation. Well, I hate to tell you, but that person that you're going directly to is the listing agent, and they are required to have you sign a buyer-broker agreement, which means they're still going to get compensated for representing you in the transaction. This is called dual agency. Now, I did do a video on dual agency. I love that video. Please watch it if you're considering doing this. There are pros and cons to everything, and sometimes it works out great, sometimes it doesn't. But even in that circumstance, you're still getting represented by somebody that is licensed to guide you through the process, because it is very, very elaborate and there's a lot of pitfalls to purchasing a home if you don't know what to look out for. And I'm going to give you an example of that. So I had a past client reach out to me and say, hey, Audra, we just happened upon a broker's open house and we found the house of our dream and we need you to go make an offer for us ASAP, like right now. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see what I can do. Now, this is the first time I've ever heard my client say they were even looking for a property. They just found it, called me up, and wanted me to make an offer. My client called me on a Friday, so I immediately called the listing agent because I knew there was an open house on Saturday. Called the agent and I said, I'd love to see the property before I write the offer. Do you mind if I go view the property? And y'all know what she said. This is what she said. Oh, Audra, absolutely. The property's on Lockbox. You can just go direct. And for those of you who are not watching my channel, I hate Lockbox. I mean, what kind of service is that? Are you serious? And by the way, this is a very expensive property. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, viewed the property. It's a lovely property. And I literally closed the house right down below it 2 months previous. So I knew all there was to know about the community. I already talked to the neighbors. I already knew the HOA stuff and what some of the, we'll just say, burdens of the area were. I already knew in advance what was going on, okay? That's the benefit of hiring an agent, or I'll say a buyer's agent that works in your area, because they already know all the stuff in the areas, okay? And they use that stuff to negotiate for you. It's very important you understand that. Most buyers would not have known by themselves, and even the listing agent, by the way, had no idea the things that I knew about the surrounding area, about the community, because it's an area that I specialize in. And I just got done reading all the CC&Rs and all the stuff with a previous client that I closed in the same community just a few months previous. Okay, not trying to give myself a pat on the back here or brag, but my point though is if you are selecting a buyer's agent, they have an advantage if they know the neighborhood well and are doing a lot of transactions in the area. The open house was from 1 to 4 p.m. Now, I don't know what it is, but the first hour of any open house is slow. So if you're a buyer and you want to have the property yourself, just show up when it first opens. That is the open house. Anyway, so I showed up at 2 p.m. I did a little research on the 2 listing agents. They were very knowledgeable, well-respected. Spent some time with them. I got to know them, asked them a little bit about their business. And of course, it's always a good idea to have good relationships with the other realtors out there. But during that 1 hour that I was there, I was also listening to the other visitors and the other buyers and what their feedback was. In fact, I even asked a few people, hey, what do you think about this house? They thought I was probably one of the realtors because, I always dress like a realtor. And they might even watch my YouTube videos, but they were very happy to give me their feedback. And after I left that open house, I was there an hour, I realized, holy smokes, I think this is going to be a multiple offer situation. So I went back to my car. I'm like, I'm going to work here for the other hour to see how many more people will, show up at the property, see if there's anybody returning. And yeah, there were several people returning. And it looked like, we're going to have this multiple offer situation. But I did do my due diligence. I did realize that the situation I was in, and I did develop a good rapport with the listing agents. So of course we made an offer, and I sat down with my clients and I'm like, hey, listen, I know the comps in the area. This is kind of what I think the maximum price that you should offer, but it's up to you. Here's the comps. But I did call my appraiser that's on my team, and she pretty much told me in not so many words that anything above this certain number, you're going to have an appraisal issue, meaning that it's not going to come in at value. And I go, okay, well, we don't want to have an appraisal issue, and this is really the max that we can go. So let's make the offer. So of course, when I made the offer, I went through the entire offer with the listing agents. I assured them that my buyers were well qualified and that they were all in. I also let them know that my buyers were already aware of all the community rules, all the guidelines. They understand about the big construction site that's going across the way, because I already closed on a property a few months ago and prepared them for what could potentially come up in the disclosures. And ironically, the listing agents didn't even know. They're like, oh my goodness. I'm like, right. So just realize if you accept another offer, they might back out because they don't know the information that my buyers are already privy to. Once again, the benefit of having a buyer's agent negotiate for you, especially if they know the area well. The other thing that came up was that fire insurance is a big deal in California, and it's very hard to get fire insurance. So I assured the agents that we just closed on the property down below. We've already called the insurance company to ensure that this property we were making an offer for would have coverage, which is a condition of the mortgage, and we already have it in place. Please, 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 please take our offer. We didn't get an immediate response, and my buyers were super nervous. They're like, oh, let's throw more money in. Got all emotional, and I'm like, no, we made our offer. We stuck true to it. I did my best sales pitch ever. I was shamefully persistent and consistently following up with the listing side. And I told my buyers, like, guys, just sit tight. Like, come on, sit tight, be still, be humble, right? Like, oh, we just have to have this property. So, of course, we get the offer, okay? So they're all ecstatic. They're so excited. And I'm overjoyed because that was a lot of work, okay? But it was a multiple counter situation. And I think the reason why they selected us is because we had motivation. They were well represented. The buyer already knew all the stuff about the community, thanks to a buyer's agent like myself that already had experience in that community. All right, you know what to do. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I honestly just want to get this information out. The more people that know, the better. Now, I saved my buyers $50,000 because I didn't allow emotions to run the show, okay? So that is a benefit of having your own representation. And oftentimes when you're going directly to the listing agent, let's say in this situation, my buyer did that, the listing agent's like, I don't know, maybe we can get an extra 50,000 out of the guy. And he probably could have. That is the significance of having a buyer's agent. They keep your emotions low. They're looking out for your best interest. They're negotiating the deal for you. And if you're working with a good one, they'll get you under contract. Now, some of you are like,
Audra, I can't compete with all cash buyers. That's why I want to go direct to the listing agent. I don't care how good a buyer's agent you are, or anybody else out there for that matter. There's no way you're going to get my deal accepted.
Well, the situation I just told you about There were 2 all-cash offers on the table, but they selected ours because they saw our motivation. They saw that my buyers already had the disclosures. It was going to be an easy process. We also had 2 different pre-qualifications, meaning we were working with 2 different lenders just in case one didn't go through. We had a backup. Like, we were committed. And quite frankly, when you're dealing with all-cash offers, sometimes those all-cash offers turn out to be a nightmare. And some of these all-cash buyers want a discount, right? Or halfway through the transaction, they decide, oh, I want to go use a lender now. So it can happen, but your agent is really going to help paint a picture for the listing team if they're doing their job right. Yay, okay, we got the contract signed and now it's a buyer's agent to get into full speed. So they're going to assist you with all of your home inspections, your termite inspections, your roof inspections. Your seller more than likely is going to provide disclosures to you. They're going to go through those disclosures with you. And folks, I kid you not, whenever I close a property, the paperwork, like the stack is that thick. There is no way as a buyer, especially the first time that you're buying a house, knows what all those documents are. Most buyer's agents understand those documents. And if they don't, you shouldn't have hired them, okay? You need assistance. There's a lot of legalities that go on in the process. And of course, during that home inspection or any of these other inspections, there's repair requests that needs to be negotiated. Your buyer's agent will help negotiate those for you. Also, you think this lender that you're working with, if you are using a lender, is just like, oh, they're plug and play, they're on it. No. As a buyer's agent, we're constantly working with the lender, asking, hey, where's the appraisal? Did it come in at value? Did you order the condo cert? Are there any conditions on the loan? When is the closing disclosure going to go out? Like, we're working so many different angles for you. And then also that buyer's agent is coordinating with Escrow, right? Like, we got to get you in to sign your escrow documents. Now, I know a lot of you watching this don't work with Escrow. You work with maybe title companies. Those agents that are working with you will coordinate that as well. And here's the deal. If you're a buyer, like, you need somebody in your court to make sure that you are on track, right? If you go directly to the listing agent, they may not know all that stuff, okay? You need someone in your court, in my opinion. Now, I'm a huge advocate of buyers having their own buyer agent representation. I love it. And I don't even care who's paying for it, whether it be the seller or the buyer. In my opinion, they should have their own advocate walking them through the process, guiding them through the process. This is a very, very big investment for a lot of people who are purchasing homes, especially first-time home buyers. Like, you need to know what you're signing up for. Now, what I'm not a big advocate of is having you select a buyer's agent that doesn't do a good job for you. And let me tell you, in my industry, and I'm just keeping it real, folks, you know I am, we have a bunch of knuckleheads out there. Knuckleheads, dimwits, like, they're not trained, they're not advocating for their buyers. And that's why there's so many people that are out there saying, oh, buyer's agents, they're worthless, because a lot of them are. This is real. Now, I'm telling you, there are other ones that are amazing. I mean, out of this world, okay? So you need to find these buyer's agents to represent you, the good ones, the educated ones, the ones who are going to hang out in open houses and see what the traffic is and make sure you're not, doing things you shouldn't be doing. Like, those are the agents you want to find to advocate for you. You buyers out there that are spending a lot of time researching and looking and knocking on neighbors' doors and finding your property, I would highly recommend that you take that same passion and energy in finding your buyer's agent. It is seriously that important. So for you sellers out there that are like, I am not participating, I am not required to pay for that buyer's agent commission, and I'm sick of being taken advantage of, and all these realtors are all crooks and they make too much money. Okay, people really think that out there. If you are a seller, last I checked, we live in a free country, and you can sell your house without a listing agent or without a buyer's agent, and you're required to pay zero fee, okay? That really is a thing. People do it every day. Just understand that. But if you are a seller and you do put your house on the market, put it on MLS, and offer zero commission to the buyer's agent, realize that 6 months to a year ago, all the homes that have closed in your community and your neighborhood, probably, I'm guessing, the majority of them have that buyer's agent commission baked into their closed sales amount. So if you are not including a concession for the buyer's agent commission, it's more than likely that you're going to get offers that are lower, right? Because they're not like-kind properties, meaning that they don't have the same concession amounts as the 6 month to a year ago comps in your community. And I bring this to your attention because remember that coin can be tossed both ways. I know that was a long video and it was very long-winded, but if you got any benefit out of it, please smash the like button and please subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to get this YouTube channel out to the masses. People need to know this stuff. So if you could help me out, I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.